So, what is your role at the Bloomsburg University Counseling Center?
So I am a temporary part-time psychological counselor for Bloomsburg.
And have you seen more students since COVID-19 started?
Um, so that's a hard question to answer. I think that's what I said before. um, because I only started with the university last year, right before COVID. And I was actually just contracted to work with a few of the students through the Act 101 department. And then COVID hit like right before or around spring break for you guys, I think it was. And I still kept in contact with a couple of those students. I had about 5 students. And coming into the new year, in February, in the fall, I did have quite a bit of students. But I don't know if that's because of COVID or if that's just what they were expecting in that department. I can say that in my private practice, I have a private office in the Lewisburg area. In my private practice, I have had a lot of my own clients who have experienced difficulties predominantly because of COVID, just because of the effects of that, whether they've lost a job, financially there was a lot of stress. Unemployment didn't kick in for a lot of people for like 3 months or so. Just that feeling stuck in the house and not being able to get out or do things, people's normal coping skills were not accessible. And so that did present a lot of difficulty for clients. I saw some of the clients that I was seeing only maybe like bi-weekly. I was seeing them every week. Clients that I had stopped seeing for some time contacted me needing an outlet and needing that ability to kind of just keep going, something to help them keep going. So, yeah.
So then, in your professional opinion, would you say that COVID-19 has played a role in increasing the depression cases increasing?
Yeah, absolutely. I think I'll call it like the perfect storm of events. Not only were we dealing with COVID, where people felt like, the end of the world may have been coming, but then you had a lot of political stuff going on, a lot of uncertainties about life, normalcies, a lot of just arguing, fighting, discussions among people. And just that lack of connection with people, that was difficult for a lot of us. Just not being able to just interact with someone without the fear of like what could happen.
Okay. So outside of students at Bloomsburg have access to the counseling center, but outside of that, what do you have any advice for students and what they can do to help their depression, or if they're just experiencing a low time?
Sure. Find a way to have some sense of normalcy, whatever that means. But I know, like, when COVID hit last year and we were in that like state of like, what's going to happen? I still went to work every day. Fortunately for me, being the only person in my office, it's my private office, it's a small space. Nobody else goes in and out there but myself and whatever client is scheduled. I was able to still get up every day, go to work, and then be at my office. And so, the other biggest thing is just that routine. That's the normalcy. Having a set routine. That's how our brain functions. It helps. It sets a sense of security, of safety, to know what I'm doing every day. Even if I just wake up, get myself together, have breakfast, and say, today I'm just going to read for about a half hour. I know homework is a thing. That can be tough. The lack of motivation has been a big thing for all of us, not just students, adults as well. And so finding ways to just establish a routine, some kind of a schedule that I'm going to keep, helps me to just establish that sense of safety. And so that's definitely, one thing. Another thing is find healthy ways to connect with people. During COVID, during the tougher times of COVID, I was like meeting up with friends online. Like we couldn't go out to dinner, but we would each make dinner, then have a Zoom session or like on my Doxy session, and just like show each other what we made, like talk about our day, what's been going on, and just each other. Um, One other thing I think I would add is even some self care stuff. That is very important, and you would think, well, you're home all the time. Why wouldn't, but that's different. What am I doing for me? What am I doing to help restore me and help myself feel better? Whatever that is, just taking a break and painting, taking pictures, going for a walk. Nature is an amazing way to reconnect and to kind of revive yourself and give yourself that I'm okay feeling. So that that's important. And as a counselor, I think that that's probably one of the most important things I need to do. Because if I don't take care of myself, there's absolutely no way that I could be available to anybody else. Mm-hmm. And that's not a selfish thing. It's important that I am still able to kind of get that rest and get that me time, because I'm giving to so many people. I need to also give to myself. So I think that's it. I don't know if there's more. I mean, I'm sure there's 100 things more that anybody can do. But just, reconnecting. We've been so disconnected this year. Finding ways to do that. I think I said in the last interview about the one young person I had who, her and her friend went out on a picnic together. And what they did was they got this huge blanket. And so they were 6 feet apart. But they had their picnic baskets with their food in it, and they sat 6 feet apart in a park and just enjoyed that time together. It wasn't the same. They couldn't be all like friendly and do stuff, but they could at least see each other, talk together, and it wasn't over a screen. And so safely finding those ways to connect with each other.
That's great. Thank you.
I think that was it.
Yeah.
I may have said more this time than last, but hopefully that worked.
Okay, let me see. No.
Did we get it? Did we get it?
I'm looking. News. Hopefully.